All right, trucks at Martinsville. I'm actually struggling a lot right now with this, so I'm keeping my brake bias up at 65. I think the best people will keep anywhere between 60 and 62 brake bias, but I'm having a really hard time keeping my car under control under braking. So I'm going to raise my brake bias. I recommend that if you are having issues like me as well with that, to do the same. Certain people who are really good at road course racing are able to do a lot more controlled braking with less brake bias. And it seems like road racers are pretty good at that too. But for me, I'm just not my strong suit. I'm gonna brake here, go easy down here, keep it right on the line. Had to lift a little bit. Gonna set up for a second lap here. Aiming for anywhere in the 19.1s really.
Flat for you.
Decent exit. I'll take it. That's going to be a little bit slow. I think that I maybe overdrove turn 3 a little bit, causing me to slide up. You don't really want to slide up like I did there, but I'm having a pretty tough time with this, and I don't think that you're going to see too much more. Probably, you can definitely see a 19.0 here for sure, but consistently, that's just not where I'm at right now. So, one thing I want to point out is that when I'm hard on the brake right here, excuse me, I should probably make this a little quieter. When I'm hard on the brake, I'm trying to keep my steering wheel as straight as possible. And then as I'm turning into the corner, I have less brake for each little bit that I'm turning the wheel. And then I'm just waiting for the car to settle on the bottom and turn back down. It's like a mini diamond. Look at how the curb is relative to my car. First it's coming away from me, and then comes back to me, and that's when I full throttle. So wait for the curb to start to come back to you, and then full throttle. In that fourth gear, shouldn't have any slippage. And you'll be able to get a good run off the corner. If you go too early, it's going to slide up the track early, and you're not going to be able to finish the corner without lifting. All right. And 3 and 4, same. I've always just never been able to brake as hard into turn 3 as turn 1, and I'm not really sure why. It must be because of the track geometry in some way, but you can see I'm using a lot less consistent brake. And basically, this lesser amount of brake is causing me to slide up just that little bit, but I'm still focusing on the same things, waiting for my car to point back down towards the curb and then full throttle. The really hard thing about 3 and 4 is that the car likes to bog down. It really likes to bog down in this gearing to where you have to not underdrive the corner as well as not overdrive the corner. Because if you underdrive the corner, your car is not going to be ready to get on the gas until it's very bogged down in a place where you're just going to lose a lot of time. So you want to keep your revs up by driving deep enough into the corner to where you don't have to slow the car down to turn it, but not driving early enough into the corner to where you have to wait on the car before throttling. So you have to find this like perfect sweet spot. We'll go over it a little more here. Maybe I'll hit a lap or two as we go along here. But Martinsville, one of my least favorite tracks, as you guys probably know. The track itself is challenging and fun. I just have a hard time with it, really. Just not my style of track. I'm going to try to keep more of that consistent braking here. But you see, car just bogs down the moment it turns in. So I got to drive it almost a little bit deeper. But then that's where I don't have the grip. So that's kind of like the two ends of the coin that you have to find the happy medium between. And really, it is better to underdrive than to overdrive because you'll just be slow versus killing your stuff. So like that bogged down the car, and you can see it didn't have a run off the corner. You can also try a little bit of an arc into the corner. You see how it's easier to keep that run off the corner, but you lose a bit on entry. So if I go into a little bit more of an arc instead of not quite as... And maybe if we turn down the brake bias here. So now we're back down at that 62 mark. So if I go a little bit wider with that lower brake bias, that'll allow me to get it kind of set up. Oh, right on the curb. Never mind. That should get me set up to where I'm not bogged down. So I'm gonna go wider. Oh, but see that how my right rear slides there. So that's the problem with that. So basically, this video is showing you guys all the things not to do, because that's the point I've gotten with Martinsville. I know everything that's going wrong, and it's just that execution level is not my strong suit. So early braking, we're gonna go wide. And that actually looks a lot better right there, especially for the tires that we're on. So early braking, wide, get the car turning, keep the car turning. Don't let the car bog down, and you get a good runoff. So that's like the best lap so far. That was really good.
Just take your fastest lap of the
But you
session.
see, if you overdrive, look what happens if you overdrive just a little bit. I was like just looking at my thing, trying to see what time I got, and in that time I overdrove the corner, and because my brake bias is lower, I couldn't control it. Let's do one more lap here. Try to get a good lap. So, wide, do a little bit wider than I have been. Early braking, so to account for not having the high brake bias to be the kind of your safety net. And just keep the car rotating and try to pick up that throttle as early as you can. You can't really... I just don't like the gearing of this setup. I wish I could put it down to third at this point, but it just doesn't work. You don't have to worry about tires. It's all going to be physical racing anyways. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you all on the track.